Hey guys, I think this is gonna be my last one, honestly. I'm just gonna clear up a few things. I think I want this to be like the last video because in this video I'm gonna give explanation, well, to everything that I believe at least, or to everything that everything that's in my perspective, because I feel like it's easy to judge somebody, but without any understanding. And so I'm gonna help other people to at least understand my perspective, so they can kind of understand on some of these things. When it comes to certain things, when it comes to the LGBTQ, I've never been fond of it. I'm not afraid to say it. I've never been fond, and when I mean never been fond, I never liked it. I never enjoyed anything about it. I it honestly was kind of depressing, because if someone can look in the mirror and tell themselves they are something that they are not, that means they are able to lie to themselves to the highest capacity. As a Christian, what we are supposed to do is tell people the truth. And so if they are lying to not only themselves, then the way you perceive yourself as a reflection of the way you perceive the world. So if you're able to lie to yourself, then you're able to lie to yourself when you see certain aspects of life. And so that means you become unauthentic in almost every single aspect if you're incapable of being authentic with yourself. Homosexuality completely and utterly has no basis within Christianity whatsoever. It's a system of which is there not to benefit the person, but when the person feels discomfort in their flesh, they're trying to antidote that discomfort by completely and utterly changing the way they view themselves in their mind to adapt to the discomfort that they feel. But it doesn't make it go away. As people, we need to understand that our flesh was given to us by our parents and our great parents, and our flesh was given to us by people. People are imperfect, so our flesh is gonna have problems. Our body is gonna think that we think that we should be a man or we should be a woman. Our body is going to have imperfections. There's going to be flaws within it because it's not perfect. But see, that doesn't mean that within your logical understanding that you just have to start scraping parts of you that you don't like to change so you can be comfortable. What it means is that you have to realize that that's just a part of being human. There are people that don't have legs and can't walk, and they don't have arms. And the funny thing is, they don't go around looking people dead in the eyes and saying, I have legs and I have arms. No, no, no. They live and they adjust and they adapt to what they've been given, so they can at least attempt at having a good life. Of which these people, they say, I'm uncomfortable within my body, and then what they do is they go, and instead of adapting or confronting the problem, what they do is they change themselves so they can try to negate the effect of the issue. That's fine. As Christians, we need to understand that people are going to do these things. That's the whole entire point. People don't want to feel pain. People don't want to see things the way they are. That's the thing. We were never. It's not something that people want to do. But see, the thing about it is, just because you don't want to feel the pain of being authentic does not mean that that is not the most beneficial route as a human being. It does not mean that is not the correct direction just because it's painful. Okay, just because something's painful doesn't mean that it isn't the direction to go in. Honestly, I'd say that it's even more important to go in that direction if it is painful, because in my opinion, to divert the pain into do certain things to get rid of pain, of which can be lived, it can be experienced and lived and not even adapted to, but if confronted, it can be helped. But if ignored and being fed delusion, then it can never be confronted. In my opinion, it doesn't make sense to me. And within my friend group, they get mad at me a lot because I talk a lot of I really do sit there and I really dislike the idea of it, because they come I mean, well, they come and put themselves in certain places, and they put themselves in movies, they put themselves in video games, they put themselves in every single form of media and content of which that I want to enjoy, and they want to push their agenda so desperately that they're ruining the quality of the way that of the things that I enjoy with their own ideologies, which are obviously not normal, which is the exact reason why they're being pushed to such a degree. If it was normal, the funny thing is, you wouldn't have to put it in every single show and movie and video game, because it would instantly be understood, and it isn't. They know it isn't. That's what I'm saying. That's why most of these people, they have image problems, depression, family problems, father issues. It's always something mental. There's always going to be an issue solidified behind the idea that you think that you can act like that and it's acceptable. It doesn't make any sense. It's completely and utterly unlogical. And I'm telling you, if you keep on trying to run away from reality, there will be a time where reality will hit you, and you may not be able to get back up because you've avoided it for so long. I've always tried to tell the truth about this subject, and the funny thing is, it's come off in a way that's kind of like I just want to hate people, when it's not the case. I don't want to hate people. What I want is, I want people to be able to see things for what they are, instead of, and to be able to see, to try within that, to see the effect it has on the people, to try to ascertain how things should be. And then when you realize how things should be, then you would try to make a course to how you think and what the approach would be. And the only living approach is, throughout history, each time that we've come to a problem, we've tried to fix it. We've come this far. I mean, we need to be honest with ourselves. We've done a okay job, but we need to stop. We need to stop it, because we need to realize that we can't go any further within our own understanding and with our own power and our own comprehension. We need to submit. At this certain point in time, we could go further, but I don't want to. If we've come to this point where people have become this delusional and unrealistic, I don't want to go further. I want to submit, and I want to at least put my faith in someone that can fix these issues, because that's the thing. This amount of delusionality, this amount of delusion has ruined the quality of my life to the point where it doesn't feel like I'm living anymore. And so that's why it's upsetting me, because other people are so complacent with it, and it's affecting me, because it's the highest form of lacking any amount of realism within your mind or within any ideology. And the funny thing is, there are people that aren't even aren't gay or aren't homosexuals, and they support that ideology. Those people are just as bad. They're just as bad. I like it. There is no other way to explain it. If you're incapable of telling other people the truth, and you allow them to believe something that you know yourself isn't true, because what, you don't want them to get angry, or because you want to respect them, you would be showing them more respect to tell them the truth. You would be showing them more respect, even if they don't want to hear it, even if it may hurt their feelings. You would show them more respect, at least taking the opportunity to tell them the truth, for it to change their perspective and to change their life for the better, than to sit there and be like, and just accept it because what, you want to fit in, or because you're afraid of hurting the person's feelings. Honestly, I'm telling you, some people need to be honest, honest and genuine. Every single time you continue to vote for these presidents and these mayors, I'm telling you, they are never going to give us the correction that we need. As human beings, we lack. That is the understanding as Christians. We understand that we lack. And so we align ourselves with a person that has power, that can help and move us in different ways in our life, because we submit. We understand that we lack. I lack. We all lack. And to be humble enough to understand that is actually intelligent, because then you can actually rely on a person that can actually give you not what you want, but what you need. When you vote for a president, when you vote either way, there is always going to be at least one person that is upset. If you believed in a God that is perfect, then the byproduct of that, you would be submitting, showing him that you need help, And then the byproducts of that, he would be able to make everybody happy because he's perfect. Only a person with a high amount of intelligence for knowing the people and knowing what they want can make everybody satisfied. Only the person that has the resources and the power can do such. And the only person that can do that is the person who's already given us our life already, which would be God. I don't, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why every single presidential, I've never voted, not a day in my life. I've never went to the ballot. I've never put in a vote. I never will vote. I will never vote for a president or a mayor or anything like that because these people are incapable. Yeah. Oh, my gas. It's 20 cents cheaper. Oh my god, the economy, it's getting better. That's what I'm saying. In the grand scheme of things, I don't want small little nudges. I want absolute and complete correction. And that has to do with the idea of I don't want to have to cover my eyes and see 50% of life to enjoy it. I want to be able to see life with full perspective and to see everything and not want to close my eyes to the way that it is at all. Because no one should have to do that. Life wasn't made for people to do that. And that's what I'm saying. If you open both of your eyes and you're not enjoying life, that is because that is the byproduct of man. That has nothing to do with him. This place within itself was perfect. It was the people and their ideologies and the way that they spread in an environment of people that wanted to rely on their own understanding and their own thinking that made this place the way it is. And then when we come and we try to tell you the truth, you sit there, you spit in our faces, you mock us, you lie to us, you basically say that we're basically just the worst people in the world, of which we are.
I leveled up.
We are. But see, that's the thing. We understand that, and we understand that there are that it's hard to go against our human nature. And what we do is we submit as people, and we realize that we may not have that. We don't have that power. No matter how many times I try to say I don't want to use bad language, sometimes I will slip up and I will use bad language, even if I'm trying my hardest. Sometimes I will slip up. But see, the funny thing is, it does, just because you know that you may never be able to get right on the mark, that does not mean that you give up on trying to. Because that is when you truly lose. That's what I'm saying. I don't like, at first, I really did just want to sit here and play D2 and enjoy my time. I just wanted to play Destiny with all my friends and enjoy and go through raids and to be happy. But as time went on, these ideologies of which this consumeristic, this greed just started spreading to everything that I loved and I enjoyed, to the point where it came to the point where I could no longer continue to avoid it, because I feel like if I do, it'll grow to a point of which I would have to face it. And so now I've been forced into that, which in reality is not forcing me. This is the correct route. But I don't. That's the thing. It's not, in my opinion. It would never it had to be the way that it is if we could just be honest with ourselves and accept the pain that comes with that. Pain is an unpleasant feeling, but it does not mean pain is there for a reason. It is there for a reason. When you go to the gym and you get sore, the pain you feel is horrible. The soreness you feel in your body is horrible, but you know that when the soreness goes away, not only are you going to be able to work out again, but you'll be able to look in the mirror and realize that you've made a small little dent in who you are as a person. And you can't, and that's what I'm saying, as a person that wants to grow, in certain times, you can't continuously avoid the pain that comes with trying to be a better person. I make mistakes. I did make mistakes. If you want me to be genuinely honest, to some people I wasn't very kind. I wasn't very respectful to them in their time, and I wasn't being as considerate. But when I was able to sit back and analyze my behavior, I allowed myself to feel the pain of the way that I had made other people feel. And within that, I was able to correct my behavior. And now, when I push that behavior, was sometimes when I do it within my heart, I feel bad because I realize that I am backtracking on something that I know is wrong. And so I desperately try. I have friends in my friend group talking about like, trying to make fun of me because I'm unemployed, all this other stuff. The funny thing about it is I got upset and I started talking about how I was fornicating with his mother because it was supposed to be I was upset and I was backed into a corner and he kept on pissing me off and they kept on wanting to take jabs at me. And so it came to a point where I didn't care how this person felt. I wanted to make them feel something. And so when it came to a certain point in time in life where I was being attacked, and I realized the only way that I can ever make these people feel the way that I do is if I try to inflict the way that I feel into other people. And I realize now that I am now becoming the person that that made me to I am becoming what I hated, and what has made me to become what I am. And it's sickening. And so I go around, and when I talk to people and I make even the slightest mistake, I speak to people with the slightest amount of disrespect, or I feel like I've taken a joke too far, or I've been too disrespectful, I immediately apologize because I understand. I understand that I may, even if I don't even know, I try my hardest. I tell people I'm sorry. I'm not afraid to take accountability. I'm not afraid to say I'm sorry. I've mistreated people. I've I've treated people in a way that is not biblical, and I understand that. And even knowing that I may not be able to mend the wounds that I created within the people that I've hurted, I'm not going. To the day that I drop, I'm not going to stop trying. That is the thing. People want to be forgiven, but you cannot forgive somebody that is incapable of even understanding what they've done wrong in the first place. Because they don't know, they're just that's what these people will ask for forgiveness, they will say they're sorry, but they're saying sorry not because they care or they understand how you feel. They're saying sorry because they just want you to shut up. I'm saying sorry because I understand and I care about the way you feel. I'm not trying to dismiss your feelings. What I'm trying to do is I'm addressing them for what they are. People want me to be honest and genuine. I'll be honest and genuine with you. I'll be so honest and genuine with you. Me myself, I enjoy being indoors and I enjoy playing Destiny. I have thousands of hours on this game. I enjoy it and I want my D3. I want my D3. And the funny thing about it is I understand that these greedy people are never going to give me what I want. Okay? But God knows that I have wants and needs, and God knows if He has to take away Destiny, I know that He's going to give me something better. I know He's going to give me something of higher quality. I know that whatever is taken will be given tenfold. Okay, I'm a shut in. I stay inside. I stay indoors because just like you guys, I'm avoiding the pain of having to interact with other people and the pain that comes with trying to be understood when talking to other people that just completely and utterly cannot understand, cannot even grasp what you're trying to tell them or the depth of anything that you're saying to them. They can't grasp it, and it's painful. It's painful. And so what I did, I shut myself indoors and I played Destiny 2. Now take a look at all my hard work. Take a look. That's the thing. That's the thing. I genuinely have thousands of hours. I don't care. I don't. That's the thing. I played this game because I was trying to distract myself and wait and be patient and to try to wait until things got better. I realized that if I want things to get better, I have to be the change that I want to be. This game was meant a lot to me. The people that I've met playing this game meant a lot to me. They changed my life and my perspective. They've changed my understanding. They changed everything that I know and in the way that I treat and I speak to people. They've given me perspective and I every single person that I've ever played with, every single time I've done a raid or a dungeon with these people. I mean, not these people, with my friends. I That to me was joy. And people, they took the joy and love that these people had for the game and the connection that it allowed to have with other people, and they took it and they kept on putting a price tag on it. $60 every single time. $60, $60, just turning it into some consumeristic money pit. Just putting a price tag on pure happiness and joy. People trying to avoid life and trying to pull themselves out of the miseries of existence, and you're putting a price tag on it because you think that's acceptable. It's upsetting, and that's why people are so upset. Because I mean, how long until basically how long until what you love becomes nothing but a desperate act to become a money grab? Yeah, we watch basketball, but how long until basketball doesn't have enough funding, and next thing you know, when you go on your TV, you have to swipe your credit card to watch the basketball game? I never thought that we would come to the point where we would have to pay to cross the bridge. But hey, we have to pay to cross a bridge. It's already been built. I understand maybe for a while, pay for the construction of the bridge, but I mean, we're years after the bridge has already been up, you're still paying the toll to cross to travel. Funny thing is, imagine having to pay to commute to a job that you don't even enjoy. It doesn't make any sense. Like, and to be honest with you, as a person, I've done the exact same thing as you. I've ran away from the way that I feel and the pain that comes with addressing reality. I ran away. I did exactly what most people do. I am no better than you. No better. As you can see, I really did try to put a nice thick barrier between reality and in myself. I did. I put a good 900 items in front of it. Some of these items, they mean a lot to me, and I care about these items, but I have to understand that, man, this place it will give you this joy and happiness, and it'll be pure bliss, and so pure-hearted, and so happy and fun. And when they realize that it can be profitable, they'll sit there and they'll completely and utterly suck you dry of everything, just so then they can make a bag off of what you genuinely love. It's disgusting. And then when they make your bag and they get their money, they'll try to span out into other games that are horrible, that no one likes, and that no one ever wanted. Imagine trying to go into a genre of which that has already been conquered by other games, Delta Force, Arc Raiders, and then you try to go into that same field because you realize it's making money. How hard is it for you to sit there and realize they've done it? Okay, they've reached those numbers. You're not going to peak those numbers in a field of which has already been done. So what they did is they tried to reach for something that was unachievable, and they threw away something that was already beautiful within itself at a desperate attempt to make more money. It's greed. These people don't care. And yet, see, that's the thing. These people want to stay here with those type of people. They love these type of people. They sit there and they tell themselves there's nothing wrong with these type of people. Oh, it's never gonna change. Yeah, it's never gonna change because people like you don't care. You don't care at all. You don't understand all this stuff that I have in here. Probably took me. It's taken me years to get it all. And the funny thing is, I'm dismantling it all because I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm tired of this. I'm very tired of being here. I'm very tired of the conditions of which the people put themselves through. I'm tired of it. And the funny thing is, to a certain extent, I knew. And the funny thing is, I tried to address it. And when I tried to address it, I realized that my enemy was literally basically everybody. And so I now look. We have a full vault of 800 items and basically a wasted life of which that I could have spent, not even enjoying life anyways. So I mean, at least I spent it the way that I wanted to. But I'm just, It is what it is. It is what it is. I doesn't make sense to me. People have a business, and people enjoy your creation, and they love it. They make videos on it. They feed their children off of making content to the game that you make, and then you sit there, you suck the company dry by trying to go and trying to push and see how much money you can make without any consideration for anybody else. So that's what I'm saying. I know there's people at Bungie that work there and know for a fact that Marathon wasn't going to work, and they knew it. And the funny thing is, when they were asked to do something, they did their job because that's what they've been asked. They knew that it wasn't going to work. They knew it was going to fail. They knew it was. None of these, I'm telling you, these people knew for a fact, but they knew they couldn't do anything about it. They probably even went to HR and said, this is not going to work. This is delusional and unacceptable. And the funny thing is, HR never changed their perspective. Not for a second. Because they had those big green money eyes trying to suck everything dry for cash. It's annoying. And then when you try to tell people about it, oh dude, it's just the way it is, bro. You're sticking up for these people. You're vouching for these people. That's what I'm saying. You're so complacent in your lack of care that you're literally vouching for these people as if it's never gonna change. Yeah, it's never gonna change because within your mind, you can only perceive what you're capable of doing. Never able to understand what the person who's given you life is capable of doing. And so, of course, to you, it doesn't seem like there's anything you can do about it. That's as Christians, we realize there's not much we can do about most things in life. That's why we put faith in a person that can make a change in our life. We put faith in a person that can help us to fulfill our life. You don't sit there indoors all the time. Well, actually, I enjoyed playing Destiny. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed being indoors all the time. There is plenty of times where my friends had invited me out to go places, and I declined. And you can see the byproduct of why I declined. I declined because all these items in here to me seemed more appealing than going out there and trying to appease the people that have that don't understand any of this, and honestly just kind of just want to live and just drift away into nothingness. And so I understood that there was basically no point. I had respect, and I go out and I have fun with my friends. I do, but at the end of the day, when I go out and I get pulled into doing things that don't respect me as a person, they make me feel existential dread because I understand that I should be doing more I should be doing more. When I'm at a party of which people are intoxicated and not thinking and not being sentient, it makes me feel bad because there's absolutely no reason why I should be putting myself in an environment like that, because it's never gonna have a positive effect on me. And so I stayed indoors for a ridiculous amount of time. I wonder if there's a way that I could just dismantle all of this. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, instead of going and making a new game, how hard is it for you to sit here and optimize the game that millions of people already like and has already made you millions of dollars? You're just I'm telling you, these people are so greedy and so, like, I'm not even gonna call them stupid because I'm an idiot. I'm confident enough to know that I'm an idiot. That's why these 700 items in my vault are solidification that I am an idiot. And I accept that. Like, it is what it is. Like, to a certain extent, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Every single raid, every single dungeon, every single person that came in, and even when the only thing that I didn't enjoy was trying to go play trials and having people just enlarge themselves, basically just flying around the map, just tapping me in the skull and cheating. Basically just flat out cheating. That I did not enjoy. I'm like, I don't understand how someone can try to escape life. Like life, everybody around them is cheating. Most of these people are selling drugs, like doing life hacks, and like going on the market and just gambling. Any little cheat they can do to make it up in life. And then I try to escape from that because I'm like, dude, I want to be a genuine person. Like I don't like that reality. And then I hop on the game, and then guess what? These people are cheating too. It's like, bro, like, it's not even that serious, and you're cheating. It does it has no physical benefit to you, and you're still cheating. Of which I've thought about cheating before. Trust me, I'm human. If I saw a person going around and I saw the benefits of it, I understand why. But I mean, in the further grand scheme of things, and having a little bit more perspective, why would you really even do that? There are people all over the internet that make videos on how to get all of this stuff. There are people that make guides on all the raids and all the dungeons. They give you all the answers on how to do everything. But yet there are still people that are going to go ahead and cheat, even though everything within the game is completely accessible. It's infuriating. Man, this is exhausting. How do you dismantle all this stuff all at the same time? So is that a possibility? Can I just delete the character? Maybe I should just delete all three characters. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete all three characters. I'm gonna go and open my look at this. I'll show you guys my hours in a second. Well, actually, I should probably show you guys now, eh? This is I'm gonna be this is me being honest. Just being honest as I possibly can be. Hey yo, no, I don't want your Patreon. Can't help you. Okay, there we go. Here we go. There we go, right there. Ah, time to come clean. Alright. Only deleted basically 2 hours of time, but look at that. 2,500 hours on the game. Out of all those characters, 2,500 hours. I mean, it could be worse. There are people that have a lot more than me. You know. But hey, let's go through all the games and check the hours here. I got 1,000 hours on the Apex. That's not counting PlayStation. I have three 3,000 hours on Destiny 2 on PC Steam. Got a few hours. I got a 400 hours on Helldivers. Most of the stuff I don't really like to play anymore. Path of Exile, I have 2,900 hours. I'm telling you, this world and this life, bro, it holds not a single grasp on me. Honestly, these things, I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them. I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed them, but I only enjoyed them because they allowed me to not address the problems that were around me, and allowed me to put myself in a safe spot, which is unhealthy. Learning to address issues, learning to stand up for things, learning to tell people the truth even when people bring you down on one knee is important. Played these games for a long time. I played this game for way longer. This is like where I started. I've played all of them. I have so many games. It is what it is. Um yeah, no, not and in all reality, dude, I'm quite fed up. I want to change character. Okay, well I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of it. There we go. Dude, I gotta do him last out of respect. Out of respect for my Titan, I have to do him last. Wow, you're gonna make me do the AFD. Okay. Yep. You're not gonna let me delete this character too? Huh, you're gonna keep him? That's fine, I'll just delete the game. Who cares? I'll delete the whole entire game. I'll delete all my games, bro. I'll delete Destiny. I don't. I'm just not gonna. Just gonna delete Destiny. I just can't do it anymore. Where is it? There we go. Manage, uninstall. There we go. Yeah, it's gone. Life is good. Life is good. I'm free. The Chud is free. He's free from his shackles. That game, $60 of DLC is actually just insane. Just insane for the smallest bit of content that barely can be the equivalent to $60. That game has had shackles on me for years. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling the truth. This place, if you stay here, there is, that's what I'm saying. That's the whole entire idea when they say to be or not to be. There are no in-betweens. Christian extremism is actually just extreme realism, because the idea is Jesus Christ didn't walk a certain way and then say, I don't really care about most of these people that are sinning, and then just drop the cross and just go home. Because he could have. I mean, he performed miracles. He could have not like, he could have done basically multiple other things, but he didn't go. He didn't. That's the thing. He did not half-ass it. He went all in. He carried it all the way. He went all the way until he died. He went to death for us. He did not go halfway. And so when people ask me, "Oh, I think you're just taking it a little bit too seriously," or "I think that you're over exaggerating it a little bit, and you're not taking it as deep as it can be." No, I am. I'm telling you, Christian extremism is completely and utterly realistic. But I think that we should take the scriptures and what they say, and you should try to understand what they mean. A lot of people are going to read the Bible and they're going to try to remember all the stories. That's the thing. I'm not good with remembering the stories. I used to read the Bible stories all the time. But I didn't like remembering the Bible stories because there's so many of them. I liked trying to remember the message within the Bible story and what it was trying to convey to me. I'd read all the stories about every single disciple and all of the people in the Bible. I would read their stories and I would try to decipher their behavior and at least try to understand them as a person, so then I could create a route for myself as a person to be the best person I could possibly be. As human beings, our whole entire ideal is to grow and to grow and to grow. But to a certain extent, we have to realize that our growth it can't reach a point of perfection without a perfect catalyst. And even then it still can't. But the idea is the desperate attempt of wanting to reach a level of which that is completely and utterly unrealistic within itself is already, if you have the mindset of I want to be like this person because this person did this and this and he has these qualities. If you wanted to be like that person, you may not ever be able to reach that level. But the idea that you want to means that you're already going in the right direction. If you absorb the qualities of what he stood for in the Bible, when he was in the Bible, when the Bible was a thing, I think a lot of people forget what the importance of Christianity within itself. Okay, it had nothing to do with the building churches in any of that. Okay, the religion itself had these things in place to benefit the people. Okay, when in the Bible, Jesus spent his time healing the people, talking to the people, comforting the people. And so as people, we sometimes forget what the goal is. When you want to walk in the pursuit of being like Jesus, you have to understand that in most criterias, instead of wanting and having a church and being a pastor, you will be able to represent Jesus more by selling your church and giving that money to somebody so then they can at least eat a meal. That is more Christ-like than to maintain a church where it's to only benefit the people that are lucky enough to make it there. Only the people that are lucky enough to be able to go there. There are some people that can't commute. There are some people in jail. I'd sell the church if it meant that I could reach those people, if I could help those people. It's all about the people. And see, money within itself, it allows us to eat, it allows us to have a home, but it has also put shackles on us. And so we need to keep money where it's supposed to be. And where it's supposed to be is it's supposed to be nowhere near anything religious. Nowhere near. There's only a few exceptions for what I think money and religion can really only intertwine, and that's like if I'm trying to, like, maybe there's very rarely any circumstance of which I believe that God in his teachings and his understanding should be interloped with money, because in all reality, the people will see that the church is taking donations, and they'll see the church being uplifted, but in their mind they're not going to believe, because you're uplifting the church, but you're not actually practicing what it means to be Christ-like, because you're not uplifting the people around you. That's what if it came between paying the bills, paying the electricity, paying the water, paying all of the things to uphold a church, or feeding a kid that's starving in a war-torn country, I'd rather feed the kid. As far as it goes, church was never this way. Church was never the way it is. Before, church was a building or a home of which people lived in. They lived in the church. And it, as it was, if it was their home, they cleaned it as if there was their home. And it was a church not because it you know it was a church because people came together and they worshipped inside of it. If it came down to it, if I had a whole bunch of people over to my house, and with my own money that I worked a job for, I put food on the grill. I fed people. I went and I told people, "Hey, please come over, have, eat with us. I've got water, I've got meals, I got dinner." And I sit down and I invite these people over, and we play Bible games where we try to see how much knowledge we know about the Bible, and to kind of test each other. And that is showing more glory to God than to commute to a place where some people can't even commute, to pool money together, which would be better in other people's hands, and to not even represent what Jesus Christ was even standing for within itself. I don't understand how some people can sit in a church where the bills and the expenses are being paid by the people that go, and basically it's only benefiting the more fortunate people, and meanwhile there are people in war-torn countries. They're dying. They're dying. Jesus Christ went around curing the dead, healing people of their sicknesses, and these people are dying, and you're spending your money trying to uplift this building to only benefit us, to benefit the lucky majority. It's not that does not show the depiction of who Jesus was, or anything that has to do with the religion itself. I believe in going to church, but I believe that church is any home of which people come together and worship. When you put a price tag on everything, eventually you will realize that your joy and happiness will also come at a price. And when that happens, most of you won't be able to turn around and change the choices you decide to make. People, if you continue down this path of trying to do things on your own, you will die within the grave that you dug yourself. Christians don't damn you. Christians want the best for you. We want you to change this. We know that most people aren't going to ever change, but we still try because we care. And the funny thing is, when people say, "Oh, I don't believe a God that would do this, this, and this," no, 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 you did that to yourself. You did that to you. It was your own actions that put you there. I have all love and I have love and respect for everybody. I hope everybody has a great night. I hope everybody sleeps well. It is currently 1 a.m. I hope um some of you guys get a nice midnight stack and start going to sleep. I'm going to probably relax, listen to some music, go make something to eat. I took a nap today. I hope you guys all have a great night.